Follow the animated adventures of an adorable Arctic seal pup and his human friends as they protect the wildlife of the world in an exciting episode of Siebert, next.
There's something strange going on in the store at night.
Soon I think you're real, you vanish. What is with you?
You're the only one who could see me like this.
You were one sick puppy.
You still don't believe I'm real, do you? But you can call me Emmy.
Is Jonathan Switcher making things up?
You're the first thing that I've created that made me feel like an artist.
Or is Emmy playing games with him?
You made this body so that I could come to life.
It seems that their little secret is going to cause quite a stir.
You're magic. We want to get Switcher's mannequin out of the store and bring her here, secretly, of course. A covert operation.
There could never be anything better than being here with you.
So it's up to the dreamer and his living doll to hang on to their dream come true.
It's him. It's her.
A love affair takes on a new meaning for Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall in Mannequin.
You think we should name our first kid Pinocchio?
Join them in this fantasy-filled comedy.
I'll be waiting in the window.
Saturday on HBO.
You're crazy, you know that?
Madonna, Shanghai Surprise.
When a great world power makes a move toward checkmate, Washington plays every piece it's got, including the pawns.
Are you suggesting we assign this job to inferior personnel?
Men trained to give their lives in service to their country.
You mean decoys? Targets?
Exactly.
As long as the service doesn't kill them.
Decoys! Head bound!
Men who know their objective.
Well, I object to taking a girl out, you know, buying her dinner, and then she won't put out for you.
Men who know why they're here.
Why is anybody here? I think it was John Paul Sartre who once said, how do you spell Sartre?
They just don't know where here is.
We mock what we don't understand.
Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd
Yeah, sure, that's us.
are hot-wired for the cold front and a couple of circuits short of a microchip in...
Spies like us.
I think we just started World War III.
I think my high school guidance counselor said I'd never amount to anything.
Monday on HBO.
You're invited to a spellbinding wedding at Aunt Kate's castle.
What a cozy place for a wedding.
Gene Wilder's the lucky groom. Gilda Radner's the happy bride.
How do you like that?
That's my guy.
The crowds are coming. Even the uninvited are here. And you can thank one person
Madam Catherine.
for hosting the big weekend.
This house is cursed.
Dom DeLuise is the wild, illustrious Aunt Kate.
I know that one of you is a werewolf.
Only a miracle can save this wedding nightmare.
Was he wearing a dress?
Yes, he was.
Just ask him to leave, sir.
If anything frightens you, anything at all, you just holler.
The fun is about to begin for one and all.
This is going to be some wedding.
Haunted Honeymoon, a comedy chiller. Tuesday on HBO.
You're probably used to seeing Dennis Miller sitting down. But this month, Saturday Night Live's wildly popular weekend anchorman stands up to wild applause in his own on-location comedy special, Mr. Miller Goes to Washington.
There'll be a major difference in that I won't be sitting down for the HBO special, and I'm seeing a coach right now, and we're trying to work through that, so the night of the show I will be actually standing. For me.
All kidding aside, sort of, Dennis Miller's first love is stand-up comedy.
So I'm a comedian. That's my job. Jobs are funny. There are no hard, fast rules on making it to the top, but a pretty good rule of thumb is if you make it to age 35 and your job still involves wearing a name tag, you've probably made a serious vocational error somewhere along the line.
I started stand-up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and there really was no stand-up circuit there, per se. It was sort of like doing stand-up in industrial Germany or something. I went to see a stand-up comedian one night, and thank God he was horrid. And I remember thinking to myself, well, Jesus, this man's getting paid for this tonight.
Work shoes are another bad sign. You know, you just don't see any Fortune 500 CEOs running around in steel-tipped chukka boots.
You know, when you watch a singer, everybody looks at a singer who's great, and they know they can't do that. So therefore, the kudos always go to the singer, and I go, what an amazing talent. I wish I could do what Pavarotti does. But with stand-up comedians, everybody in the world, or most people I know, think they're the funniest person. So therefore, it's almost like a gunslinger mentality. It's like, why are you funnier than me? That sort of thing.
I think the easiest job in the world has to be coroner. Surgery on dead people. A lot of leeway there, huh? I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen, you know?
Only good things are happening to Dennis Miller now. After all, your own HBO special and a job on Saturday Night Live is a comic's dream come true.
I happen to really enjoy the job I have now, and I worked long and hard to get it. You know, I don't wake up thinking about the next step. I led much of my earlier life like that and seemed to be in a constant state of frustration, living on the next page, never being satisfied with the moment. I'm not going to gross you all out and use the term smell the roses, but there is something to be said for enjoying a good thing. And I certainly have a nice thing right now. I'm just taking my time and trying to stay in the moment and appreciate the fact that I have the job I always wanted, and I'm enjoying it.
What this soft-spoken comic enjoys most is loud laughs. And he gets them in Mr. Miller Goes to Washington, an on-location comedy special this month on HBO.
Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care. What the hell kind of attitude is that, huh?
This has been an HBO location report.
Brad's a high school student who has everything going for him.
You were great today.
He's the star of his football team with a pretty girlfriend, good grades, and a ticket to West Point. But Brad's about to discover a secret about his best friend.
I'm gay.
And once he learns the truth about Alex, staying friends could mean risking everything.
Where do I stand with you? Am I number one or am I number two?
He's not here on the practice field tomorrow. He's at a school. And so are you.
Stay tough! You do, sweet boy! Lay off!
Are you going to keep your eye on the ball, or are you going to throw your career away because of that friend of yours?
Alex is the only real friend I've ever had.
Scott Baio stars in a very special HBO family playhouse. The Truth About Alex. Today on HBO.
I was going to get rich and move into a luxurious mansion, and my parents were going to come visit me once. And they were going to say, oh, what a nice mansion. We love you, David.
They're driving me crazy.
Jackie Gleason and Tom Hanks. Nothing in common. A lesson about growing old.
You're the last person I thought would ever come through for me.
And about growing up.
I could have been a great doctor.
You could have been a great anything.
Saturday on HBO. A soldier in space. Marooned on a hostile planet. Alone with his enemy. His hatred would turn to tolerance.
You saved my life. Why? I need to look at another face, even as ugly as yours.
Friendship will lead to responsibility, to guard a life more precious than his own. Dennis Quaid, Louis Gossett Jr., Enemy Mine. Sunday on HBO.
Jimmy Garrett never thought things through.
Got a lot to learn. No, not you. Them.
Until they started happening to someone else.
What happens to him?
What do you think? I'm some kind of monster?
Someone who needs Jimmy Garrett to think things through.
Why does this chimp have to be irradiated?
To stay one step ahead of Project X.
Garrett, what the hell are you doing?
Matthew Broderick, Project X. Premieres Tuesday, March 1st.
On the next episode of Fraggle Rock,
You almost scared me to death!
Wembley doesn't like getting scared and decides to get even with Boober.
How about this? I'll leave fake spiders for his bed.
But Marjorie gives him a warning.
If you seek revenge, you take the consequences.
Will Wembley learn his lesson?
Boober blew up!
On the next episode of Fraggle Rock.
Arthur Benneker may have been abandoned, but he's not alone.
I've been on my own my whole life. What I want's a family.
We are a family.
Yeah, we know that, but nobody else does.
So he and 4 orphans set out to make an impossible dream come true.
We're home.
May we live here in peace and happiness as long as we like.
But just when the going gets good, the good get going.
What's your name, anyway? Where's your mother?
We just want to know what's going on here in our town.
You must have a guardian.
Let's face it, if these people want to make trouble for us, it's not going to be too hard to do.
Uh-huh.
Andrew McCarthy stars in a heartfelt story about love,
No one's gonna break us up. Not anybody.
about laughter, and about being a family.
Don't panic.
The Benneker Gang, Saturday on HBO.
A dedicated explorer fights to save one of the most fascinating creatures on Earth, the mountain gorilla. The average gorilla weighs 450 pounds and consumes 60 pounds of food a day. And of all the creatures in the world, he's the closest relation to man. But is the gorilla a brutal beast, or is he really a gentle giant? And can he survive the impending threat of man? David Niven narrates the next episode of HBO's exclusive survival series, The Gorilla. Sunday.
Noelle's mom is a high-powered career woman, and she's delighted her daughter is studying to become a scientist.
And I'm very, very proud of you.
But as Noelle gets closer to college, her career plans change.
I want to be a nursery school teacher.
And her real goals are no match for her mom's high expectations.
You're only 17 years old. Now, why would you limit yourself that way?
Limit myself? I knew it. I knew you wouldn't understand.
The HBO Family Playhouse, Supermom's Daughter, Monday on HBO. From a workhouse for the poor,
Lisa, I want some more.
he came to London.
Oliver Twist, meet Fagin.
Fagin's boys prove a little light-fingered for Oliver's taste.
That wasn't stealing. It's only stealing when you get caught.
But Oliver himself is being pursued.
Oliver Twist is who I feared he was. The boy must die.
The secret of his past brings danger to Oliver Twist.
Record highs are hit on HBO's winter heat wave. Hot new movies combined with a sizzling variety of specials, sports, and stars are expected to make 88 hotter than ever.
Once upon a time, civilized man and beasts of the wild lived together in harmony, neither threatening the other's future existence. But unfortunately, the world is